Welcome, Babyface Mafia, to my first actual video. Um, Thank you for those of you that have subscribed. I really do appreciate you guys supporting me and everything. Shout out to my best friend, Cadence, for being my #1 supporter and for being the first to comment on my videos. Shout out to Ace, or ACE, that shouted out on my actual 3-second video. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. And basically, guys, today is just going to be a eyebrow tutorial because a lot of you guys have asked for it. So we're going to go ahead and go into the video. I'm going to do a story time with you guys. But first, I'm going to let you guys know what I use. I use Anastasia brow dip, but I ran out. So right now I'm using Salon Perfect brow pomade. It's dark brown. It does the job. It's pretty good. And then for my concealer, I use CoverGirl True Blend Undercover Concealer. I like this one, but it's like really cakey. Really cakey. Like, that's the only thing I don't like about it. So today's going to be a story time about my ending of 7th grade all the way into the end of freshman year drama. It's juicy, y'all. Get your snack, get your drink, get everything. It's a lot. So we're gonna call the girl J, and her sister I. So they got into the middle school that I was going to at towards the very end of the school year. And for those of you that know me, you know I live in Oklahoma. And for those of you that don't, now you know. But like the first time I seen them, I didn't really like them. Like, I'm one of those people that I have to get to know you to really fuck with you, because if not, I don't mess with you. But so like my best friend at that time, we're gonna call her T, was friends with them. Like, the first day they got there, she was a very nice, talkative person. She gets along with anybody, or she used to get along with anybody. I don't know. I don't talk to her no more. But she got to know him and she introduced him to me. And so I instantly hit it off with I. Me and I, close like this. Like, close. Me and Jay, not so much. But as I started talking more to I, me and A got close because they're twins. A and J, my bad, and I, they're twin sisters. So like, you know, you kind of have to get along with both of them. Not really, from my side of the view. But yeah. So 8th grade year. So like the rest of 7th grade year, we were cool. We were tight. Like, there was no drama, no beef, like nothing. They weren't even into that type of stuff. So I thought. So into 8th grade year, me and I, like sisters. Me and her were like sisters and all. Like, tell each other everything. If she fought, I fought. If I fought, she would fight. But we weren't the type of people that would let each other fight. Like, we weren't going to let each other get into that type of stuff. And so one day, out of nowhere, like literally out of the blue, Jay's best friend, we're gonna call her Lip Care. Lip Care came up to me, and we were in lunch, and during lunch, like, there was like this big old circle that you get to walk around. And we went outside and we started walking, and she just came up to me and she was like, "Why did you call Jay a bitch?" And I was like, "What?" And I had a little boyfriend at the time. We're gonna call him A. And I was like, "What are you talking about?" Like, I was highly confused, y'all. Like, there was drama going around I didn't even know about, and I was into it. Like, hold on, I was like the main character. I didn't even know what was going on. So I'm just like, yo, like, what are you talking about? Like, I didn't say nothing. And she was like, I was like, okay. And my boyfriend A, who was just like, don't worry about it. Like, just keep walking. I was like, right. Like, I'm not going to worry about that. But in the back of my head, I was really mad. Like, she just came up to me like nothing. I was highly confused. Like, oh, okay. That's what we doing now. And so I was standing there with me and even said to her best friend, like, I gotta get very focused on this part. Um, she even said, like, she didn't even say that, like, tell my sister not to trip. Um, she was like, yeah, alright, like, whatever, cool. So we continue walking, and like, this is her, this is me, this is little boyfriend. We're going like that. This is her best friend. She shrugs me, and I just look back at her, and my little boyfriend at that time was like, let's go. So we kept walking. Um, so we keep walking, and it's whatever. The next day, a bunch of people just keep telling me, like, she's talking mad shit. And so me being the person I am, I start talking shit back. Right? Not to her face, because she hasn't said anything to my face. So, we're just talking, basically. We're having people go running back and forth telling us, like, yo, she's saying this, I said this, tell her I said that, basically. And it's basically like that little 7th grade beef, or 8th grade beef, my bad. And so we had this teacher, Dr. Kirk, coolest teacher I've ever had. Shout out to you. And like, she would just pull me aside and be like, you can't be worrying about females like that. Like, they're just trying to get on your nerves. Like, if you really didn't say nothing, you can't be worried about them. And I'm just like, yeah, you're right, you're right. So I start to let it go, even though people keep coming back to me saying things. So then we get this other new girl. We're gonna call her Tree. Yeah. And was it 7th grade or 8th grade year? It was 7th grade year. And she's just saying, like, I is just like, I don't want you hanging out with her. She's really messy. Like, she's already had been drama with my sister, and it's her first day here. I'm like, okay, like, I won't mess with her. It's cool. But she came up to me and was like, hey, my name is Tree. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, cool. I don't fuck with you, but cool. And, so, it's like that. But she really is a drama person. So she becomes best friends with Jay. Because now Tree doesn't like me, and neither does Jay. And people that don't like you like to be in groups and talk crap about you. Yep. Be feeling like celebrity, y'all. I'm telling you. But so then I walk out of a room, a classroom, and they're walking into their classroom. And Tree says, "Ooh, you're ugly." And I'm the only person out there in the hallway. Who else could you be talking to? So I'm like, who are you talking to? Knowing I'm who they're talking about. She's like, oh, ain't nobody even worried about you. And I'm like, okay, then be direct next time so I don't have to ask you who you talking to. And they just started laughing. And so, I leave it alone or whatever. But I tell my best friend at the time, she's like, just don't worry about it. I'll talk to my sister. So, like, just leave it alone. And I'm like, okay. And so I leave it alone. It's cool. It's whatever. And then, like, that whole year, it was just beef back and forth. That same year, 8th grade year, I remember, this is the funny thing, y'all. I remember, like, we had literally almost fought in the hallway or like in the cafeteria room or somewhere like that. But everybody was holding us back. It was like, yo, just leave it alone. Like, leave it alone. And, but we were in the cafeteria, I think. I'm 100% sure it was cafeteria, but I'm not 100% sure. And so we get called. The principal for 8th graders, like, took us out of the room and was like, come to my office. So we went to the office, and y'all, she starts pouring out in tears saying it's because her cousin doesn't like me, it's because she's turning my own sister against me, it's because her boyfriend doesn't like me. Baby, baby, sit down, girl. Why you care so much if people don't like you? Like, fight them too. You just trying to fight me because I don't like you. Fight them too. But so like I started laughing, y'all. Like, no cap, I started laughing, and he's like, the principal, the vice principal, was like, stop laughing, it's not funny. I was like, no, it's funny because you want to act big bad and hard when we out there, but as soon as we get into an office about some serious stuff, she want to start crying and say like, oh, it's my fault. No, baby girl, you was saying your stuff too. Like, don't put it all on me. And so we get out of there, and like we have like a no contact contract. Like, we can't be by each other. My friends can't hang out with her friends. So me and her sister, I had to stop talking. At first, like, we didn't stop talking, but I was like, but like there was still so much drama going on with her sister and me that I was like, yo, we need to stop talking because you're part of the reason why this is still going on. The fact that you're in the middle, like, that's the main reason. Because people would always be like, oh, you're supposed to be on your sister's side, like family comes first, which is true. Like, that's very true. But her and her sister would always argue and stuff, so she was like, oh, you're more of my sister than her. Felt that. But, you know, I mean, family comes first. You always gotta be there by your family. And, so, basically, then we go into, oh no, and then keep this part in mind. So, the beginning of 8th grade year, my little boyfriend from 7th grade moved to Mexico or California or wherever. He had to move. And yeah. So like 4 months later, I get with this boy. We're gonna call him Warning. Warning, yeah, that's good. You know. And like everybody's like, oh, like, I'm so happy that you're happy now. This is that, like, it's a good thing you're happy. Like, you know, everybody being supportive and all. So then he comes back around I don't want to say September, after September. I want to say after January. He came back. I'm not 100% sure. And him and Jay become best friends because they dislike me. And so they best friends, you know. And everybody is just like, oh, that's fake as fuck. To little boyfriend, because like, yo, you was still saying that you still cared about me whenever you was gone. And so he was just like, oh, I don't give a fuck. And Jay was always there for him, supposedly. So freshman year comes in. And, you know, nobody's really focused on the drama no more. At least I'm not. And then out of the blue, a teacher, I was going into my science class. And the teacher's like, Miss L needs to see you. And I don't even know who that is. I had no idea who that was. And, like, I was like, oh, okay, like, I don't know who that is. but I guess I'm gonna find out. And so I see her, and because she's like, Anna, come here. And I'm like, oh crap. Like, I was like, oh crap, what did I do? Like, I don't even know what I did. And then I see Jay walking behind her, and I'm like, here we go again. My attitude changed so quick, y'all. I was like, baby girl, if you don't get on with this stuff, I don't know, I'm gonna have to do something with you, because this is pitiful. And so we just walk into her office. And so as soon as we get there, she's like, sit down and talk out whatever y'all have going on. And I look at Jay and I'm like, what do we have going on? Because I'm highly confused. Like, what did you tell her this time? Like, what gossip did you bring up? Like, I'm highly confused. And she's like, Potato Chips told me that you said that you wanted to beat me up. And I was like, baby girl, if I wanted to beat you up, I would get up right now and I would do it. But I don't got the energy, so I'm not going to do it. And so Miss L was like, we're not talking about fighting. We're just trying to squash the beef, Miss Aguilar. And I'm like, okay, but she coming at me sideways. I got an issue with that. Like, she ain't even telling me what's going on. And so she's like, that's what I'm trying to explain, but you want to act all big, bad, and hard. And I was like, baby girl, at least I'm not crying in front of no teacher saying that it's all my fault. No, baby girl. Because I just spit. If y'all see that, my bad. And she's just like, well, Potato Chips told me that. And I was like, okay, if you want to believe Potato Chips when all she does is talk crap about you, well, I'm not even worried about you because you're irrelevant, then that's cool. I applaud you. Like, I'm a applaud you behind any move you take. Like, I'm cool with that. And she's just like, oh, see, now you're trying to be funny. Like, I'm trying to be real serious. And I was like, ain't nobody trying to be funny, baby girl. I'm just trying to get back to my class. Like, the funny thing is, that next period, science, we had together. Why couldn't we just squash it out there, even though there was nothing to squash? And so, she's just like, well, everybody keeps telling me you're saying this. And I was like, who's everybody? Because I don't talk to nobody but one person. Because then I had a different best friend. We're going to call her Teddy Bear. I was like, that's the only person I talk to, and we don't even talk about you because you're irrelevant. Again, irrelevant. Like, like she didn't understand that. And she was just like, oh, well, if any of y'all want to touch me, y'all can touch me. I was like, baby girl, I've been wanting to touch you up in 8th grade, but you didn't want to fight me. You wanted to cry. Sit down. And so we squash it. We friends. And then she gets together with my ex little boyfriend. And, you know, she starts talking shit. At first, me and her are still cool. Like, she's like, if you still want to be friends, it's cool. Like, I won't make it awkward. But she made it awkward purposefully. Or purposely. I don't know. Like, she would always bring him up, like, oh, yeah, he said this. We were on the phone last night. This, that. Okay, like, I didn't care about him no more like that. So, I didn't get mad. Like, I wasn't going to start anything about it. But I guess he would be like, to her, like, why are you friends with my ex? Like, that's weird. Which I guess in a sense it is weird. Like, I wouldn't be friends with my exes. I mean, with my boyfriend's ex. I'd be friends with my exes, but I don't know. But so we were still cool, and then like we just stopped talking automatically, and then people were telling me that she was still talking mess, but I didn't pay no attention to it. Like, I really didn't. And then I started messing with this one little boy. We're gonna call him light skin. He was light skin. I wasn't even worried about him. Whatever. And so she tries to start getting close to him while she got a boyfriend. And one day he told me, he was like, is it true that you did this to her? And I was like, hold on, what? So I get up from my class that I had with him, and I went over to her room. And I was like, what is all this stuff that you're telling light skin that I did to you in 8th grade when I didn't even mess with you? Like, we had a no contact contract. How could I do that to you? How could I do that to you? Baby girl, please tell me. I'm so confused. And she was just like, I didn't tell him that this is that, like he's lying. And I'm like, you know what, baby girl, you ain't worth it. I just walked out of my class gonna get a referral for no reason. And so I go back into my art class. This was last period. And she's just like I tell light skin what she said. And he's like, no, like she said it. And I'm like, okay, but listen to what I'm saying. I don't care what she said. She's irrelevant. And he was like, oh, okay, I get you. Like, I fuck with that. I was like, okay, cool. And so the potato chips had her baby and all, which is whenever me and Jay got close again. And then whenever potato chips came back to school from having her baby, we just stopped talking automatically. Like, because we knew potato chips was gonna start some stuff up between me and her, like she always did. Because I did not know that potato chips was going to Jay saying I said all this, but she was the one coming back to me saying that Jay said this about me. So I was like, oh, okay. And I found that out while potato chips was having her baby, or was taking care of her baby. And so I was like, oh, okay. So we just stopped talking or whatever. And like, how do I say this? Like, I just went through like a really hard breakup. Not really hard, depressing, sad breakup. I'm not gonna talk about that. But but so she seen that I posted a video of me crying. She's like, girl, I know we ain't friends, but female to female, like, you're gonna get through this. It doesn't matter if he left, like, you're gonna get through it. And I was like, yeah, you know, it's just hard because I thought it was a different type of love. Like, I really thought it was. And she was like, yeah, but he left and you can't do nothing about it. You trying to make me feel better, or are you trying to make me feel worse? Like, y'all, after she said that, I was like, this female has the audacity to hit me up saying female to female, because I know we ain't friends. You're going to get through this. But then I say, yeah, I know, trying to pour out my feelings because I need to get them out a different way than crying. And she's like, oh, yeah, but he left and there's nothing you can do about it. Sis, yo, if you was going to say something like that, don't hit me up at all. Like, don't slide up. Don't. Baby girl. And, like, after that, like, I don't even talk to her no more, y'all. But, like, I wish her and the little boyfriend the best. Like, I really do. Like, I'm not being sarcastic. And if you're watching this, I don't want no beef. It's just a story time. But if you want something, slide up. Or hit me up or whatever. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it from that story. Like, we never physically fought. We almost did, like, 4 or 5 times. But this, she wanted to cry about something. I don't have time for that. But yeah. If y'all have any suggestions of what y'all want me to do for, like, videos, let me know down in the comments below. The first person to like this video will get a shout out. The first person to comment on this video will get a shout out. If you want me to shout out your, like, Instagram or your Snap, just put it down in the comment below after you're done commenting whatever you want to comment, and I will be sure to do that. So this is my eyebrow look. Mind my dirty room in the back. Okay, hold up, I gotta fix something. But yeah, as I said earlier, welcome to Baby Mafia. Babyface, smile for you. If you are not on my Snap, is Baby Marie 506. I'll put that down in the description below. And if you want to follow my Instagram, that will also be down in the description below. And I will see y'all tomorrow, because tomorrow I am going to be doing a get ready with me / story time. So if you guys have a story time before tomorrow and y'all watch this video like today, let me know in the comments down below, like, what's the story time that you guys would like to hear, because I have a lot of stories. But thank you.